was in studio mode. That's my bad. My bad, team. Talking at you guys the whole time and not on the right seat. Whoops. Sorry about that. I'm here, though. It's okay. You know, you guys still got to see pretty much everything that matters while I was chit-chatting. But welcome back. All the same. We got, both teams in lobby. Somebody restarting here real quick. Sure that we're ready to go. And you guys got to enjoy the music for a little while longer while I was chit-chatting. But anyway, yes, Infernal Shrine is definitely a map that favors teams that have good camp prioritization as well as just good macro and rotational play in general. Wave clear, of course, an essential part of the map. And globals can be a powerful tool to use here as well, with the ability to get that side soak, quickly get to the map objective, also to be able to quickly rotate back out to the lanes to get that side soak if you do end up winning big on a map objective and don't need everybody there. It's generally a big map also, so that being able to split push can be pretty powerful. And let's see what both of these teams want to prioritize. Looks like we might be getting our 10th member in here in just a moment. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the amount of Carbot portraits. It's not perfect. It's definitely not 11 in lobby, but looks like we're at about 6, which is not too bad, including myself. 6 out of 11. That's you know, we're getting in the right direction. All right. Make sure that both teams are ready to go. I think gonna be good. Get started here. All right. Game number 1 is heading into hell on Infernal Shrines. I suppose it's sort of half and half between heaven and hell here on this Diablo-themed map. And speaking of maps, let me go ahead and get this corrected for the map figures here. We got Infernal Shrines, map number 1. And map number 2 is not Towers. Towers is banned out. Taking us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game 2. There we go. All right. Garrosh. Initial ban here for Knights of the Round. Not surprising. Garrosh very strong. You can make a power play to try and get yourself an early Diablo pick if you do have that Garrosh taken off the table and you're not afraid of an early Maiev, or especially when you have that first pick, you can usually also get yourself a pretty strong healer, unless the Stukov or the Malfurion is banned out. I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these turns in the second ban, for one of those top supports, particularly the Stukov. It allows you to guarantee yourself either Malfurion or the Diablo, based on what the first pick team does not get. So I like that. I like that here. Stukov, very powerful. He's really just the support you don't want to have to deal with in these choke points, entering and exiting the shrines. And of course, Knights of the Round are going to get Diablo. I think they saw what Team Showboat did with Knights of the Round in game number 1 of the last series that they played in against Kentucky Murloc Chicken, when they do not want to deal with that. And I can't blame them. So that is going to give the Malfurion pickup availability here to Team Showboat. Also going to give them their pick of the litter when it comes to damage dealers. They could go for the Hanzo, but it's pretty incredible wave clear and poke potential here. They could also go to an early Sonya We saw them utilize that pretty well in the last game, and Sonya also very, very solid in the solo lane and on the shrine clear here on this map. So a few different good picks here for Team Showboat to have to choose between. I would like them to pick up the mouth to avoid that hero chokehold, but instead they're going to go Sonya Tychus. So going back to the well with that Tychus that they had last game, good counter to Diablo and his very high health pool when he's got the large amount of souls, able to chunk him down very quickly. They will not have the well, they could have the ETC that they had in the last series with the Tychus to pair. They also had Kerrigan, which could be something they could decide to break out again. Between Sonya and Kerrigan, very strong. So, seeing some potential for repeat here. Sonya is something I'm not surprised to see picked early. Very, very powerful on this map. We'll have to see if Knights of the Round want to try to deny that that Kerrigan. Very interesting rotation here, though. Malfurion, not a surprise at all, but the Malthael, very early here. Good solo laner against Sonya, able to really go toe-to-toe with the Barbarian in lane. One of the few in the game that can do it, especially in the minion waves. Gets out all that extra sustain from the lifesteal from the minions. So, interesting. Also, able the two different style ults here from Malthael. Can go with the Lost Souls to be able to get a lot of extra AoE damage and self-sustain by putting on his trait on multiple targets in that area and constantly able to Q in to get the extra health. As Malfurion also slowly heals him, so it's a lot of sustain for Malthael. But the last rites can be very powerful to take down a focused target. The Diablo is charged, Malfurion has rooted, and the rest of the team is focusing down. So Malthael with a couple good options here. We are going to see the Kael'thas ban from Team Showboat, which is very interesting. This is one of the only maps that Kael'thas still really thrives on, is Infernal Shrines. I do like him for this map for sure. But the ETC ban out from Knights of the Round. They did their homework. They were watching, I think, that last match and didn't want to see the ETC paired up with the Tychus once again with all that follow-up potential to the Mosh. Also, Knights of the Round doesn't have a whole lot so far in the way of Mosh interrupts. They do have the APOC, which if timed correctly can guarantee that that Mosh doesn't last too long if he does get a big Mosh on your team. But of course, Cleanse could still be available, and Uther still available for Team Showboat. So, could potentially ban out the Uther to deny the ETC Mosh into D-Shield, but instead they prioritize banning out the ETC altogether. I like that. Force Team Showboat to play something that they haven't shown you yet. They showed you the Diablo, they showed you the ETC. Now force them onto a third, maybe a third pick of tank, and that is going to be the Varian. Very strong, very aggressive front line from Team Showboat. I really like this. They saved their healer once again for the last pick, which we saw them do in the last map. Because once again, you don't know what the bread and butter of Knights of the Round is going to be, but you know the solo lane. You know the solo lane matchup. It's already decided. You know the heals are Malfurion, so you know what you want to do from damage to try and get a kill. But what don't you know? What do you want to flex for that last pick? For Team Showboat, it's the healer. They want to know what they don't know what the damage is going to be for Knights of the Round, so they're going to save that support to last. So they're showing very, very good draft awareness here in terms of what to prioritize and what not to show, what to be able to flex.
Zarya.
So we're going to see Gul'dan and Zarya. So a lot of sustained potential, both in damage and healing from the Zarya shields and the Malfurion heals. No burst. Really no burst potential from Knights of the Round. So if I'm Team Showboat, I'm wanting the ultimate support healer which Malfurion is not available, unfortunately. But there are some other good support options. They could go back to the Lili. With that Cups can really sustain you through a team fight when they go in. But I like the Alexstrasza here. If Team Showboat has Alexstrasza in their back pocket, I think that offers very, very good potential on this map in particular. The Dragon Queen can be very good for trying to capture the shrines, but also just in general between the Q and the Circle of Healing. She does a pretty decent job of sustaining over the long haul. Can also be pretty potent with the glow build. They are going to go back to the Lili, so maybe a comfort pick. Maybe they just wanted the more sustained healing style that Lili offers with the jugs when they do go into engage. But either way, I think it's a decent pick. Lili, I think, is pretty undervalued in the support meta right now. The blinds that she gives can be very powerful against melee assassins like Malthael. Not to mention, just in general, how impactful those cups can be if there's not somebody that can easily get a point-and-click stun to interrupt. So Diablo is going to have to get the right angle on the Lili to be able to interrupt the healing. But we'll see. See if Knights of the Round have what it takes to derail Team Showboat on their way to a 6-point evening. Certainly looked solid in that first series. Team Showboat showing up tonight so far. But I will say this for the record, Knights of the Round also has been showing to be a very strong team. They do not have their team captain tonight, Brave Sir Robin, not playing with them. So we'll have to see how they do with the sub-in. So something for some reason is reminding me that this is not the first match they played without Sir Robin. I could be wrong about that, but I seem to remember something along those lines. But either way, we are loading in here to game number 1. On the left, it is going to be Team Showboat. Blue Popsicle going to be on the Sonya. Axel Foley going to be on the Varian. Yonners on the Tychus. Lompico on the Kerrigan once again. And Dav returning to the Lili here on Infernal Shrines for this series. Knights of the Round going to be on the right. They are rounding around the keep. And it is going to be that Mr. Matt beyond the Diablo. Shaylin is going to be on the Gul'dan. Sir Lancelot on the Malfurion. Lurderman Lulz is going to be on the Zarya. And we're going to have Wipeout on the Malthael. Right away, we will see the Sonya up towards the top lane. Quick clear here by Knights of the Round with the Diablo and the Gul'dan. They have superior kill potential. And look at the flip onto Lompico. Actually flipping him out of the root, but it doesn't matter. What? Such good body blocking there from that Mr. Matt. That was a solid play. And for a minute there, I thought the overpower out of the root might be a real deterrent to them getting that pick. And it might have taken them a little longer, but definitely making up for it in terms of getting in there with the body block. First blood goes over to Knights of the Round. Right now, passive rotation coming out here from Team Showboat with the Diablo and the Malfurion follow-up. They don't really want to risk it. Lurder going ahead and getting in there with the shield. Get a little bit of extra damage potential there. A little bit of focus charge there from the wall. Doing a nice job, but does use the self-shielding on that, so it does not have the self-shield anymore, but Yonner's taking a ton of harass. They're going to have to back up for the moment. And once again, the wave gets cleared. They miss a good amount of XP here in the mid lane. Bit of a late rotation if they were getting a little aggressive there on the bot lane. On Pico once again here in the mid. In the top lane, Blue Popsicle and Wipeout. Doing the solo lane dance. Both heroes having good wave clear, particularly with the minions. Both teams looking at these early camps. There we go. That's what I wanted. The Shift Z. Both camps picked up in the mid. Knights of the round. Being the aggressors here early. To push this in. Clear this camp quickly. While in the bot lane, quick rotation to get the bot camp. I like this call from Team Shobo. They're going to have this pushing while the shrine is up. That's going to force Knights of the round to have to clear it and make a late rotation to the shrine. And the shrine clear definitely favors Team Showboat. So you can't really afford, Knights of the Round can't really afford to get too far behind on the shrine. Otherwise, they're going to have to get very aggressive in the team fighting. And that kind of desperation is not really what you want in terms of having to engage on this map. But it looks like that is indeed the case. Now already down 10 minions as they start to engage here. They're going to have to be aggressive if they want this map objective. They do get the charge in the onto Axel Foley, but they don't get a whole lot of damage follow-up onto him. Yawner's taking a little bit of poke in the back end there, and right now it looks like the full 10-man fight is on. Yawner's trying to get the harass from the top, but Murder doing a nice job of getting some nice shielding out. Lampico getting very low. Has gone too far. They get that Mr. Matt on the Diablo. So this fight is definitely in favor right now of Knights of the Round. Lily goes down. And before that level 10 advantage comes into play, it's going to be kind of rough. It's going to be a little bit rough, I think, for Team Showboat. When they have... Because Malfurion, Sir Lancelot, especially with the help of the Zarya shields, going to definitely have the advantage in the healing game, but only 4 minions here needed for Team Showboat. They do manage to get the kill onto Sonya, though, and they don't get any minions for that, but the Lions come on there from Axel Foley. They get 3 off of that 1 Q, and now it's so close. They do go in, they recommit to it, but how much are they going to have to pay? Nothing at all. In fact, they even get the Gul'dan, who had stepped out a little bit too far trying to get that. Team Showboat showing up just when you think they're down and out, and they come in, they get a huge team fight win in response to that initial misstep, and they get the Punisher. So the Arcane Punisher going to get a little bit of damage onto this mid fort. The front wall goes down to the members of Team Showboat. But most importantly, they've got Lampico down here side soaking, getting the front wall in bot. They've got the camp being picked up by Blue Popsicle. Interesting rotation to the camp. Could be something that Knights of the Round can clear, but they'll have to respond to it probably with more than just the Malthael. Sonya will do some nice pressure up there. See if they want to answer to that initially or not. I do have both of the siege camps being picked up on each side. Oh, Wipeout getting very low here. Blue Popsicle not quite finding the mark there with the slam. Wipeout trying to just passively soak. Get a little bit of the healing out. Gul'dan falls in the bot lane. The aggressive rotation from Team Showboat. They got 4 members here. 2 members in the mid as they rotated up to Zarya. Did Knights of the Round. They'll be able to clear out that camp. Now the side of Knights of the Round have the camp available on their side of the map, but the next shrine does pop in the top lane. So not really going to be able to find much advantage off of that, really. Camp picked up in the bot lane. It looks like for right now, Team Showboat is going to be looking to push that in. Level 10s are coming online here. So there's going to be the shield wall coming in for Varian. Taunt was taken earlier, by the way. No shocker there, as really the only main tank available for the side of Team Showboat. There will be the Odin. Once again, the leap coming out here for Sonya, along with Cups and the the jump coming in here. Blue Pops are going to be able to finish off the Zarya. There's the Maelstrom coming out from Kerrigan. Not used there, not needed there. Just the leap to secure it. And now I like the aggression coming out from Blue Popsicle. He knows that they can go in. Level 10s are here, though, for the side of Knights of the Round, and not all the members have committed. So as much as I liked the call for the aggression, it had to be full team aggression because Blue Popsicle is not going to be able to get away with this by himself. Last Right's even coming in to really seal the deal. But look at the trade from Team Showboat. They get the mid fort off of that, while so many members were committed from Knights of the Round to having to kill Sonya. I'll take that trade every day. One member for an entire fort, and now they're coming in looking for a second fort. They're pretty much just giving the early part of the shrine to the Knights of the Round. But they don't even care right now. They are just getting incredible amounts of map pressure. And right now, they could even march their way onto the keep front wall, but they are starting to rotate up. 10 in the pocket so far, but with the shrine clear that Team Showboat has, they don't have to give this up. They have their heroics available. They can rotate in on this. Halfway there right now for Knights of the Round, and they're going to pick up a few more before the end game. So they're about 30 as they come in. Odin is popped. Axel Foley going in deep. On the Gul'dan, and the blow up is good. Meanwhile, the return though. Pico getting very low. The Cup's keeping them all alive, though. Just barely. As the cutter is in too far. Zarya goes down. And holy cow, Team Showboat. They lose the Kerrigan, but they get so much out of that. Actually only a 2-for-1 now that I take a step back and look. But still, they get position on the shrine here. They do have pretty decent shrine clear overall. Even without the Kerrigan, the Sonya still does a great job of it. Axel gonna need to look to zone here because the members are coming back. Kerrigan and Zarya coming in about the same time. Taunt goes down, Wipeout getting poked down low, trying to self-heal, but Yoners is all over him here. The shrine does get picked up for the side of Knights of the Round, but they end up getting the kill onto the mouth veil. John Cena jumping in, and all of a sudden, Knights of the Round looking to turn around onto this. And we'll see the Frozen Punisher coming out and clear up the wave here. Now, the 4 remaining members are here to try and follow this up, but all 5 members here in defense. Sonya actually going to drop back and look to pick up the camp as the defense still pretty strong without the Sonya. Punisher already down under half health as the front wall has gone down. Jump is good, but not really in the follow-up there. Odin is going to come out. Charge does come in onto the variant. The taunt comes down as well, but a huge leap coming in from Blue Popsicle. Odin is popped, and the Cup's keeping everybody super healthy in for Team Showboat right now. My goodness, what a play. Coming in once again, the counter engage from Team Showboat. Sir Lancelot is in all kinds of trouble. They're actually going to look to taunt instead to Zarya. Going to end up falling. And huge win for Team Showboat, as now they're going to reap the rewards. As they do have this camp that Blue Popsicle had just finished off. He's going to be able to push in with that. That Mr. Matt going to look to try to deter. For now, multiple members rotating around. They are looking to see if they can find anybody. Wipeout sneakily down here getting this camp. Be able to cap it before the threat looming of Team Showboat comes into play. By the way, interesting pickup here. Gravitation Surge coming in from Knights of the Round on Zarya. I'm going to maybe pull people in for the APOC combo. Possibly a Horrify to follow it up, to then split them up. Meanwhile, here comes the end game. Taunt goes on to Wipeout on the back end to try and heal. That Mr. Matt goes completely ham, though. Gravitation Surge completely whiffs. And that is going to be one dead Diablo. Did not have the souls to revive either. And for now, we're going to see level 16 picked up the leap onto 2. The combo coming out onto Zarya. Zarya gets blown up. And now the full 5-man squad here for Team Showboat. They are on the chase. They are looking for Shaylin. And Connors gets a ton of damage. Taunt goes on to Wipeout. They're going to go ahead and change their focus target. Just like that. So it's going to be another kill going over to Team Showboat. 14-6 on the count right now. And they are putting on a show for us once again in the second series. They are looking for the keep front wall. But look at the discipline. They're going to back away just as the members were coming up and the threat of Diablo was there to flip them over the wall. Let Dav heal them up a little bit. Go back and tap. Shrine spawning in the bot lane. And that is a definite advantage in position for Team Showboat. They have their fort to fall back to if they need. They have the healing well available to tap in either mid or bot. And they've even done a little bit of damage to that keep front wall, so baiting it over the wall could be a little bit dangerous here for Knights of the Round, should Team Showboat get this. Now, with the level 16 talent here so far away for Knights of the Round, I expect them to do that. So we will see the shrine started here. Quickly getting about halfway there. And we'll see the gravitation surge pops, but pretty slow to follow up for Knights of the Round. Not quite able to get around that corner as fast as they wanted. Zarya getting very low, gets blown up. That's a rough engage. They do get the top fort from that camp, but down to level 16, I just don't know if that's the engage they wanted. Desperation mode style engage there from Knights of the Round, and Showboat punishes them for it. They are getting value top, which is going to get them closer to that 16 talent tier. But you gotta wonder if that's not better to just push with the camp, try and side soak the lanes. Just a rough game moment there. We are going to see completely ignoring the top lane. This is looking more and more like a win condition for Team Showboat, as they've got the Mortar Punisher. Dive in and the taunt to follow up on the Zarya. The Zarya getting low. It's finished off by the Tychus, and they're going to turn their focus onto the keep. That Mr. Matt trying to zone. Axel does charge in, but there is the Cups, keeping them so healthy. The leap onto 3 members on the back end, and that should be enough there. They secure the 3 kills. The Punisher still at half health, chunking down the core. They're gonna clean up Wipeout just for sake of good measure there. They lose the top keep, but doesn't matter when the core is falling. Team Showboat themselves a 3rd victory on the evening. Gonna take down Knights of the Round on Infernal Shrines. This was indeed their map pick. Played it very well in the macro game. I'll tell you what, they did not waste any time on those rotations. They were very solid in terms of cutting their losses when they needed to. I'm reminded specifically of one moment where the Sonya got caught out being a little bit overly aggressive. The rest of the team rotates to mid and gets the mid fort, rotates to bot and gets, serious damage. If not cleaning up the bot fort altogether, I actually forget. But, while Knights of the Round is so busy getting that 1 kill, they lose double fort for it. Or at least 1 full fort and some damage. I forget the exact gain there, but Yawner's doing some huge damage with Tychus. Some serious killing potential there. Knights of the Round needing to make some adjustments here for game number 2. Zarya has been an interesting question, and I also think Malthael has been falling out of the meta, but most importantly, it's all sustain against the hard engage comp from Team Showboat, so they just couldn't seem to last long enough in these team fights to avoid the focus target and focus fire of Team Showboat. Showboat doing a very good job of utilizing that taunt and that solo kill damage potential from the Tychus and the Kerrigan That's what you call easy, guaranteed focus damage. They did a very nice job of taking advantage of that, taking down 1 to 2 targets at a time, and then snowballing the team fights from there. All right, so that is going to be game number 1. Take a look at map number 2. Of course, is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. Another very rotation-heavy map, but does lend itself a little bit more to that sustained game that we saw from Knights of the Round. Of course, their map picks, so can't things rolling here. Teams on in to lobby. Another pretty heavy wave clear map, Doom of the Spider Queen. It's another map that you don't really mind carrying on. Yeah, Z. I agree. Team Showbot, again, is a team that we haven't gotten to see a whole lot of. 1 win, 1 draw, and then they had a bye week last week. Their win coming against Reborn Knights Red, if I remember correctly, just from seeing it a little bit ago. Yes. That's not Team Showboat. That's Team Showboat, though. Yes. Yeah. It's Reborn Knights Red, and the draw coming to subject to change. Of course, is one of the top teams right now in the standings, so very strong start for them. And yeah, if they walk out of week number 2, week number 3, 3-1, 3-1-0, it's gonna be a very good start for them. Okay. Make sure both of these teams are ready. We got everybody in lobby. All right. Game number 2.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Team Showboat versus Knights of the Round. We are going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned the strongest teams in the division right now, Z, and I'll tell you what, there's quite a few floating their way towards the top. You know, some of these undefeated teams that are still up here. World 1 Esports, 3-2-0, subject to change, 3-2-0. Moto Miracle 3-0-0. So we haven't seen a whole lot from Moto Miracle yet in terms of just not quite having a whole lot of games yet this season. But there are definitely some teams emerging and getting some big wins. We'll see as some of these teams start to collide into each other, where exactly this division shapes out. I feel like week 4 and 5 is going to be very telling of who's going to be right at the top of that division. The big matchups coming out that I've seen. Again, I have a little advantage in having seen a lot of this division from within. But, anyway, Team Showboat once again tossing Sukov out the window, not wanting to see those silences and those big boy heals coming out from the infested Terran himself. Diablo going to be taken out once again from Knights of the Round. They really, really do not want to see that come out again. And solid ban. Solid stuff. Showboat. They got the Diablo on lockdown. And the question is, what does Team Showboat want here? Do they want the Garrosh themselves? Do they want to try to pick up the Malfurion early? They want to prioritize a damage dealer. They want the Sonya. They are committed to having that Sonya in the solo lane. And I don't blame them. There's been some very good leaps, very good play in general coming in. And I don't know. It's a very wave clear heavy map, just like on Shrines. The Sonya could be a real good tool, both for camp taking and just for the solo lane domination, as well as boss potential. One of the problems with Tomb of the Spider Queen as a map is just not a whole lot of end game potential for trying to get a win condition. The boss is one of those priorities. So one of the things I always look at myself when I'm trying to draft on this map is, do we have the potential to get the boss? How long is it going to take us? Because if we need a full 5-team wipe for us to have enough time to get the boss, we have made a miscalculation in draft. But the Blaze and Malfurion coming out. So Knights of the Round going to show us some Blaze play. Haven't seen Blaze tonight yet, so it's going to be pretty exciting. Those bunkers always a pretty big factor in general. Two more picks coming up here for Team Showboat. It'll be interesting to see if they go back to the Lili. We've seen a couple of Lili games work out for them quite well tonight. Could go back to the ETC once again. We've seen Kerrigan. So the question is, for Team Showboat, how deep are their hero pools? We've seen a lot of comfort from them, but how versatile are they? They're going to go back to the Tychus and the Varian. And I'm going to tell you what, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've been playing very well on these heroes tonight. They do decide to go with the Varian once again instead of the ETC, but both of those heroes have the same basic concept to be able to set up Tychus, which is simply make them stand still. Keep them within Tychus's auto attack range. You can take them down to very low health with either in the rhythm or the bigger they are, just depending on what style you want. The Respect Kerrigan band coming out Knights of the Round. I love that. That's a good adjustment because Kerrigan's still totally viable here on this map and with the comp that Team Showboat is showing so far. Yeah, the Variant Taunt, just very good for enabling that, just like the ETC slide into the face melt. So now Garrosh going to be banned out as well for Knights of the Round. Does still leave open the ETC. It's worth noting that Knights of the Round don't have to pick a main tank. If they want the Blaze, they can decide to let that be their main tank and they can get an offlaner. But they will go with the Johanna. A lot more standard play in general. Johanna also one of those heroes that's not quite as easy to burst down. Is still a little bit susceptible to the Tychus damage if the taunt comes out first, but the blind makes it so that Tychus has a little bit tougher time. And while the Chromie also coming in, Chromie, of course, pretty strong anti-siege damage, a good poke. Should be able to get some good harassment on the Tychus. Is a little bit susceptible to dive, so the positioning for Chromie here for Knights of the Round is going to be very important. Meanwhile, Malfurion able to really enable the Chromie quite a lot. If you get a good condemn, into a good root. It makes Chromie's job a lot easier getting that combo damage out.
Fight time!
Right wing coming out as the healer once again for Team Showboat and Kael'thas this game. So a little bit of a change up from the aggressive dive in style, but still good follow-up damage potential from the Kael'thas. Good solid wave clear in the 4-man rotation with the Sonya being in the solo lane. So we'll see how this adjustment works out for them. I do like the burst damage potential against the Malfurion. Yeah, we'll just have to see. Kael'thas a little bit down in the meta, but I think in comfort pick situations and with certain comps, still completely viable. I will say, though, the Brightwing, not super good against the Chromie damage, but I will say for Knights of the Round, they need a finisher. Chromie, very good at chunking heroes, not quite as good at finishing kills. So that's really where Knights of the Round need to focus this last pick. A Genji could be the answer. Tracer, another option, but against the Varian, not as attractive. We're going to go to the Phoenix, which is pretty interesting. He does have quite a lot of damage. I wouldn't necessarily call him a, kill finisher in terms of, what I think of. Illidan kind of like the original style of play with that high mobility and kill potential. But again, with the Variant on the other side and that taunt, it can be difficult to really run one of those heroes. But it does beg the question for Knights of the Round: where are the kills coming from? They've got a lot of poke, they've got a lot of ranged damage, but when it comes to stopping the members of Team Showboat from backing away, healing up slowly from the Brightwing heals, what exactly can they do to make that happen? But I guess we'll find out. All right, loading in for game number 2 of this best of 2 series. Knights of the Round versus Team Showboat. On the left, we are going to have Team Showboat up 1-0 in the series here. Axel Foley going to be back on the Varian. Lampico going to be on the Kael'thas. Blue Popsicle on the Sonya. We're going to have Dav on the Brightwing. And Yonner is going to be playing the Tychus. On the right, Knights of the Round, we're going to have Shaylin on the Chromie. Sir Lancelot on the Malfurion. Lurderman Laws is going to be on the Phoenix. That Mr. Matt is going to be on the Johanna. And Wipeout is going to be on Blaze. Sportsmanship coming out from both of these teams. It's like what we like to see here in the NGS. Right away, heavy prioritization on the wave clear for both teams. Shaylin trying to hit those combos. Try to be getting those Chromie Qs out early. Managed to get a little bit of a combo there. 4 stacks in the initial phase. I've seen worse outcomes. Sonya and Blaze in the solo, as you would expect. No big surprises there. Shaylin not quite finding a combo in the bush. Does have the vision talent at 1, so going to be looking for those globes as well. Kael'thas, though, also picking that globe talent. Gotta love it. And you see the Kael'thas is not picking up the convection. So it's going to find a Johanna in the bush there, but right now the side of Team Showboat just looking to go ahead and stack up the gem count as well as finishing off that early quest here. Kael'thas. They really want the wave clear. They want that quick and easy XP. But most importantly, they want the gems and the globes. Right now, it looks like Knights of the Round are going to go ahead and look to split. So, a nice juke there from the Honors. Unfortunately, Dav goes behind him and taking the poke in return. 7 stacks now for Shaylin, but we'll miss that one, so we'll not get the next combo out. Just have to settle for the 1 stack there. Nice pressure coming in from Knights of the Round, though. They've got a lot of poke damage. They are pushing the members back of Team Showboat here. Chunking them down, forcing them to get themselves some sweet Brightwing healing. Dab getting very low here. I have to watch out. Phoenix stepping forward. And a lot of solid poke damage out. Actually, though, Axel Foley get in there and get the charge. Yonner's getting the grenade. Not going to be enough to take down Phoenix, but he's going to have to back up. Go ahead and heal up here. After 5 seconds, we'll start to get that shield recharging, though. Good secondary tool for support. Taunt coming in here from Axel. Level 4 has been picked up. Team Showboat missing some mid-soak here. Slight level lead. Almost imperceptible now for Knights of the Round. Nothing you would write home to mom about, that's for sure. Axel Foley getting in with the charge and the taunt. Just trying to disrupt here. Does take a lot of poke damage in return, though. Phoenix doing a nice job of punishing and keeping that counter pressure. For now, both teams will be A-OK. Both teams having a lot of sustained healing in general. The Brightwing constantly putting out those heals as they rotate in the 4-man. We have 14 stacks right now for Shaylin on that Chromie. Taunt comes down onto Chromie once again. Damage not quite there to follow up. Nice zoning from that Mr. Matt. Yonner's trying to turn in, but that's not going to work out. That actually might be worse than it looks, the dash out, though. Shaylin not quite finding the Dragon's Breath there for the combo. Axel stepping in front of that Sandblast from Shaylin. Save Yonner's a little bit of damage. Well, in the bot lane, Blue Popsicle seemed to have managed to turn in down here. Wipeout still holding on to his 18 gems. 22 currently sitting on Johanna, character you often see holding a lot of gems. 25 in the bank right now, and Axel Foley putting 14 more in, 11 now needed for the side of Team Showboat. 15 turned in by the Phoenix, but it is going to be the blue web weavers coming out here first. Team Showboat once again showing us some solid macro play. They are able to get that turn in top of the shield. Looks like the focus is going to be mostly on mid lane for the defense for Knights of the Round. They do Team Showboat send the Tychus top lane to push that out a bit. The web weaver going to be pushing in pretty well on its own now, though. Pretty solid defense here on the mid from Knights of the Round, but Sonya is pushing in bot pretty heavily. Wipeout going to have a tough time dealing with both Sonya and the Web Weaver. I like the refocus from Team Showboat. So many members in the mid, they're going to get some value onto this top front wall. Axel dodging the Sandblast there from Shaylin. Now 30 stacks here in the first 6 minutes. Not bad. Not a bad start at all. I would definitely take that on one of my Chromie games if I could. But I probably can't. Wait, I shouldn't be revealing these kind of secrets, should I? Okay, I'm gonna work on it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Team Showboat getting in here. Trying to look to defend here. They've got about a half-level lead on their way to 10. That Mr. Matt, though, scoring the turn-in along with Wipeout. That's going to be Web Weavers coming out for Knights of the Round. Nice rotation to bot. So many members of Team Showboat were poised to block in the top area. Oh, meanwhile, Focus coming down. The charge and Blue Popsicle trying to spin to win, but the Sandblast finds its way to finish off and will get the first blood for the game. Going over to Knights of the Round. Only 7 minutes in. These web weavers are pushed out pretty far. Honors is going to clean up this bottom one pretty quickly. And interesting prioritization from Knights of the Round. I suppose they were already here getting this kill. Level 10s are now in for Team Showboat. But once again, you look at the prioritization from Showboat. They realize that all the members are in the bot lane with that web weaver. They can't really rotate down and defend it very easily. So what are they going to do? They're going to pop Odin. They're going to full commit. Even the Phoenix coming out. And they are going to annihilate this top 4. Just destroy it. And then they're going to look to get out. Ooh, they left it up, actually. Maybe close. Either way, the rotation comes in. Sabo being popped here. Right wing being destroyed. And the rotation from Knights of the Round is good. Team Showboat staying just a little bit too long and not even getting the fort. They were 88 damage away from getting the fort in top. Axel Foley gonna end up falling, and that is 4 kills. Going over to the Knights of the Round, 5 for nothing. And that is how you want to start off the game, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Alright, so what can they do with this advantage? They could definitely score themselves a turn in, and that's where they're going to start. A little too aggressive to try boss here, but camp is picked up for Team Showboat, which will help them with the defense in the mid. It looks like Team Showboat looking to defend here in the top. Phoenix getting completely blown up there. Leap and the taunt being burned to get that kill. And that's going to help them in the defense as well. They're going to jump directly onto this top web weaver. The 10s have been picked up by both teams. Looks like pretty standard picks across the board. It was the Savo picked up for Phoenix. No Planet Cracker Dream today. Leap once again picked by Blue Popsicle. Seems like we've got ourselves a favorite. Chromie in all kinds of trouble. Does pop the stasis, but not quite enough to get out. Malfurion trying to come in and help save with that Twilight Dream, but not quite enough to deter. And now Team Showboat marching in here. The Web Weaver and bot is getting some value. Sabo is going to come out and get 4 members. A little bit of split damage, but not quite enough follow-up potential just yet. The shield being popped by that Mr. Matt. And then Sonya defending in the bot lane. Yonner's dealing all kinds of damage to that Mr. Matt. Wipeout can jump in, but Phoenix falling to the combo there from Axel and Lampico. They're playing their comp very well in that phase of the team fight, getting a ton of pressure on the Phoenix. Blue Popsicle does clear out the bot lane. Most of that keep front wall has been taken out. But very even on XP are both of these teams. Neither team anywhere near another Web Weaver. Oh, and Axel getting caught out here. Actually, the bunker being popped on the other end. Dav having to go ahead and teleport out with that blink heal. And for now, both teams will walk away more or less alive. Dab with a very dangerous B. Whew. If that Mr. Bad had flashlighted the mid, we'd have a dead right wing on our hands. Taunt does go out onto Murder Man. That's the Johanna that pays the ultimate price there. I like that focus from Yonners. Not even worrying about the Phoenix, just focusing on the Johanna. Team Showboat now turning in a few of their gems, getting closer and closer to their second turn. Taunt and Leap goes out, and Chromie gets completely blown up. And just the positioning not quite careful enough here for Knights of the Round. Chromie, a lot of damage, but it's so susceptible to the dive. And right now, Blue Popsicle and Axel Foley hitting the go button. Getting right back in onto that Chromie. We're going to look to secure the rest of this turn. members down here zoning. And this is a big power play. They are looking to get the boss as well as the turn-in. So the rest of the members of Team Showboat securing the turn-in while multiple members are up here now with Blue Popsicle. This is scouted out. This is obviously going to be showing on the map. They're going to look to get some poke damage in here. Even talent tier, since really, for Knights of the Round, this is a do-or-die almost opportunity. The boss is going to be leashed, so I like this call from Team Showboat. They're not going to overcommit to it. Blue Popsicle getting pretty low. The Condemn comes in, and we'll have to leap out. So Lancelot gets in with that Twilight Dream, but it's not quite enough to finish off Dav, and the Blink Heal Juke able to get him away from that Sandblast from Shaylin that was coming in to wreck his day. Dav with the jukes. By the way, Blink Heal taken over Emerald Wind, which is very interesting to see. I love it in this comp situation. We'll talk about that in a second. Meanwhile, the easy cleanse, Dav saying, I'm sorry, but no Chromie in your time loop, no. Solid pickup there. And then Taunt comes out once again onto Shaylin, Polymorph, and Chromie gets caught out in that rotation. That is a rough exchange right there. That Mr. Matt trying to do what he can for them in there, but you have the damage falling down onto this keep. Have they overstayed here though? They are going to charge in the taunt on Phoenix, but a lot of return damage coming out. That Mr. Matt getting very low is going to have to back up. Right now, Brightwing can end up falling as the keep starts to turn on them. That Mr. Matt very low. The silo coming down. Pico very low, and pretty much point blank leap there from Blue Popsicle, and they are turning this around. It's Team Showboat. Shaylin is back, but Johanna is the one to fall. Yeah, I don't know, the kill potential for the side of Knights of the Round, it's very rough. They do defend the keep though. I'll give them all the credit in the world for that one. Webweaver is getting some value in the mid and top lane there. For now, both of them once again will return to the laning phase with not being anywhere close to having enough gems for the turn-ins. But smart rotations from Team Showboat, instantly rotating out to get these camps while all these lanes are pushed out so far. Big wave coming into the mid. That'll be easily picked up by Team Showboat along with all the gems. Easy clear out here. Level 16 for both teams, so no big talent tier advantage. No reason for either team to really feel the need to get into a fight. And Knights of the Round are much closer to a turn-in at the moment than the members of Team Showboat. Boss is available in top lane, but with all 5 members up, I don't see any more than a bait really going down for this. And very nice check there from Chromie. By the way, speaking of Chromie, Shaylin just one Q away from getting that stack, spawning that Poppy. Throw out an additional Q for a percentage of the original Q damage. For now, the dance of the turn-ins will begin. It's really a classic dance. Once again, you see, as soon as they show in the top lane, Team Showboat charges up, forces the rotation in response. Team Showboat controlling things right now. Combo not quite finding its mark. Wipeout also a little bit, just a bit outside there for that charge for the stun. But they're going to look to get the free turn in down here in bot, which I really like. Boss is going to be started. They do scout it. Yeah, and they're not going to be able to finish this in time. This is definitely going to be contested. And they know it. They are rotating out. They see the rotation in. And for now, Team Showboat, I like the calls, though. They do apply the pressure. They're willing to go in and get it started and allow Knights of the Round to make the right call or the wrong call. But Phoenix face checking the bush is going to get focused down pretty much instantly. There is a good amount of return damage, but I don't know if they can stun this. The bunker goes down, but Phoenix was not able to get in it. No save there. Yonner's popping that Odin as well to continue to pressure a ton of damage down onto Sir Lancelot and that Mr. Matt. Just like that, that's going to be a free web weaver cleared. So that mistake, that face check there, going to cost them dearly. And they really needed to be able to use this advantage for the web weavers. Oh, and the charge in, they got to watch out here. Dav actually using that TP to come in onto Blue Popsicle as he was in the loop for Wipeout. Going to be taken out here by Yonners. That's good counter pressure. I like the play here a lot from Yonners. All the pressure in the world onto Blue Popsicle with that time loop. And Yonners steps up and puts a ton of damage and pressure onto Blaze, which allows him to not be able to engage for free if it's a cost. Meanwhile, charge in onto Phoenix once again. Leap over the wall. Blue Popsicle not afraid to go in and get the engage of the century under that wall. And, man, poor Phoenix. This is how you counter a Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. If you were wondering how you counter that hero for your Hero League games, particularly at my level, this is how you do it with that dive potential. Axel Foley just charging in and getting the harassment onto multiple members of Knights of the Round. By the way, I've been highlighting the Blue Popsicle in these leagues, but it's all set up by Axel Foley in these charges. It's been very solid on the end games so far. He is charging. Look at the pressure, the taunt, and the solo kill. No fear in this man. Axel Foley is going in. And he gets himself the Chromie kill. They are going to get themselves the keep. While so many members are worried about the variant up front, they forgot about the keep behind them. Phoenix does come in with the Savo, but all the damage focused on the Wipeout up at the top. Huge Twilight Dream going to silence them and bring them to low health, but the protected status keeping him alive long enough to get the healing out, and Axel Foley backing up now. This low health going to let Dab get some heals out. Now they will walk away, not having found the kills that they really needed to try and finish the core. And they will march directly to the boss. Look how quickly that shock ball comes out, too. That rotation was beautiful. Now, the question is, can the members of Knights of the Round get scouted out and get up here in time? They are clearing the wave. They are on their way. The boss is going down. Wipeout charges in. The bunker goes down, but it's Phoenix on the point. He's going to have to back out, but it's too late. Now it is that Mr. Matt and Wipeout that are on the point. They get the Brightwing kill. It's a good start for them, but Tyke is just ripping apart these frontliners. The taunt goes out, and very unfortunate. They just weren't able to get anybody but the Phoenix onto point there, but Shaylin getting all kinds of damage out, especially with that Chromie Q that's piercing. The problem, though, is they don't have a whole lot of counter siege. And now the turn-in could be coming in as a factor as well. The Brightwing is down. Oh, Varian getting taken out. And that's going to be some gems on the floor. They still have enough to turn in, though. And it looks like they will indeed score themselves the turn in. And by the way, I missed it in the bot lane. Keep had actually gone down earlier. I think that was from the Webweaver spawn. A lot of fighting been going on. Not surprised that I missed a little detail. We've got those catapults starting to stack up. So this turn-in is an interesting call for Team Showboat. You obviously can go in for the turn-in to push these waves back. You're gonna have the Webweaver spawning deep into the top, and if they're able to push in, they could get themselves the third and final keep. But make no mistake, Knights of the Round is not out of this match yet. They are going to be able to clear this up. No Varian for another 10 seconds. And if they can find themselves a winning team fight situation, they can end up winning the game. By the way, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the for the small UI issues. We got the heroics back, which is nice, but we are seeing the red team's shielding not showing on the core. That is indeed 100% with shields for Knights of the Round, even though it's showing some of that missing. That is an incorrect graphic. While Webweaver will get that wave out and finish off the final keep. And this is the team fight that Knights of the Round really need to take and win. They can just defend the core. They can push these and wait for the optimal moment to team fight. They don't want to push out too far into mid. So this is very smart play from Team Showboat. They are asking themselves right now, how can we lose this game? What is the most likely way for us to do something and lose? And that is take a fight in mid, lose it, and Knights of the Round goes through the bot. So if at any time Knights of the Round gets a really favorable team fight, they can just march through the bot and finish the core. They have good siege damage with the Phoenix. Not great siege with the Chromie, but decent. And Blaze, of course, especially with the Bunker, can do quite a bit on the core. So they can take down the core if they get a 5-0 or, you know, maybe just a 4 or 3 members down for Team Showboat. They are doing a very nice job of keeping the lanes pushed out, but now the catapults are going to be stacking up in all these lanes. On Tomb, it's small enough that they can rotate through and get these cleared pretty quickly, and they do have good solid wave clear to do that. The rotation getting looked at there. Axel not going to quite go in all the way. Quite willing to commit to it just yet. Camp will be cleared out in mid. The members of Knights of the Round are getting a little bit closer to having that turn-in available. You can see it, Axel looking for Phoenix, always aware where that priority focus target is. He's ready to jump all over them. Johanna out here alone. Gotta be careful. Right now, the members of Team Showboat are just looking to push these waves in. They've got the one catapult creeping in towards the top lane. And yeah, they want this fight. And look at it. Team Showboat says no thank you. They're going to back up. They're just going to let the pressure start to slowly work its way into the core. Does get cleaned up by the wave. Yeah, if I'm Team Showboat, I'm looking to pick up level 22 here to get that extra 4%. And then I am going ham after a team fight. Because at this point, if you get a somewhat favorable team fight, you can get your turn in. But they can't afford to wait, I feel like, for Team Showboat to dictate what the next team fight is. And eventually, they push them far back enough, they're going to have to rotate to clear out the bot lane or one of these core lanes, and they can just go directly into the boss. Blaze right now is securing the turn-in potential. The leap comes in on the back end. Shaylin in all kinds of trouble. The root is good from Sir Lancelot, but he's going to end up paying for it. Thabo comes out on the back end and trying to zone for him with that, but the core is falling in the meantime, and Team Showboat rushes the core. They get the damage they need, and that is going to be it. Game 2 and the series and the night going over the Team Showboat. Huge doubleheader. Huge double win. And we have got to get a member of Team Showboat in here to interview for you guys. I know you guys want to chat with these guys. We haven't gotten to see a whole lot of them yet this season, and it is past due that these guys got casted. Apparently tonight was their first matches being casted on the season. So happy to be able to show them off here. And Axel Foley is already sitting up here in lobby. Axel Foley just waiting for me to come up here and interview him. How you doing, man? Are you in here with me? Maybe not. He's got that mute button queued up, so Yeah, either way, just two incredible series coming out here from Team Showboat. Very, very strong first series. Taking out Kentucky Murloc Chicken. Knights of the Round putting up a couple of good fights against them on both of these maps, but just total map control coming out from both of these maps on the side of Team Showboat. A lot of really strong Tychus play coming in from Yonners. Blue Popsicle just dominating in the solo lane all night, having great siege split pressure. Dav showing us a couple of different sort of off-meta healers that worked out pretty well. Of course, we got to talk about Axel Foley and that strong tank play, putting the fear of Diablo into him in game number 1. You can see that come out in either series after that. But we will chit-chat with Axel if he can get in here and get the mic working.
Hello.
There we go. We are joined by Axel Foley, main tank for Team Showboat. You guys pick up a couple of very strong victories here in the B West division. How are you guys feeling right now?
Feeling pretty good. We had a bye week, so we haven't played in a while. And we don't practice, so it's like it was kind of weird to get playing with everybody, and then we had to substitute, we had to adjust some roles. So it was a pretty interesting game today, or games today.
Yeah, so you come out in that first game as Diablo. I just want to talk about that initial effect that you had on the rest of the drafts. How does that feel, being respect banned in 3 games in a row after that first game on Diablo?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. With all Him, all things are possible. And I about the Diablo thing, I'm just kind of used to it. Diablo is one of my stronger characters or heroes, and when we scrim with other people, I typically get banned, and I'm kind of used to just getting tank banned, so I'm pretty good at all tanks.
Yeah, we saw that a lot. The ETC came out, and we saw some pretty incredible play. You guys also prioritizing the solo tank variant. Do you guys think that that's something that's pretty regularly viable in that solo tank variant that we've seen? We haven't seen too often in the meta.
It can be. It just depends on what the goal is. Since we had some role adjustments, it really helped us out with Lepico stepping up. He's usually our healer. Since he was in damage and his style of gameplay, we decided that taunt would be the best for that.
Yeah, we saw Lampico having some really nice plays. But what I want to talk about mainly, though, in the damage department is Yonners. He had a few different Tychus games there where you guys just utilized that hero so incredibly well. What are you guys thinking in terms of Yonner's setup, his builds? Tell me a little bit about his play.
Giannis is a great player. He's our shot caller as well, and so we have 2 shot callers basically. We have him that does the macro play, and I usually do the team fights, and then it kind of goes back and forth from there. But his damage is incredible. He can play so many different, just wide range of range and melee damage, and it's incredible to watch. I learn a lot from the owners all the time playing with them. But his Tychus play was incredible today. He usually doesn't play him too much, so it was even more fun to have him on that hero tonight.
Yeah, you could have fooled me. It looked like he was a Tychus expert playing out there tonight. One other thing I wanted to point out was the Sonya play tonight from Blue Popsicle. Very early draft prioritization. Is Sonya a hero you guys really, really like? Or is that more like a comfort pick for Blue Popsicle? Tell me a little bit about your solo laner.
Well, Blue is just a great solo laner in general. He can play anything and win lanes. And so I guess what we do is since we have a some role adjustments this week. We kind of wanted to put him out of the way and then try to give us a little bit more time and figure out what we're going to do for the rest of the team. So I guess you could say it's a little bit of a comfort pick, but he's really strong at anything we put him at. So, but his Sonya is just really fun to watch, though, because he loves to be aggressive, and he likes to get gank. We're all bloodthirsty in this team, and so it's really cool with Sonya because you can hard engage a lot easier with that type of hero.
All right, well, that is all the questions that I had for you tonight. Congratulations for the big win, and the floor is yours if you have any shout-outs you want to make.
Yeah, thank you for broadcasting. We really appreciate that, and thank you for all the viewers watching. And I just want to thank Dave for substituting for us today. We really appreciate his help, and Lepico for stepping up and doing a little role change for us. We really appreciate him as well. And we just want to thank all those special teams that we scrim against. We really appreciate your help and spending time with us on just spending time scrimming and kind of pointing around. And we want to say good luck to all the other NGS teams out there.
Yeah, thanks for coming out and playing and putting on a good show for us tonight. Congratulations on the double win. That's going to put you guys right up towards the top in the B West division. And we'll be looking forward to seeing what you guys have to show us for next week.
Yeah, I think we have a game on Monday, so maybe we'll see you then.
There you go. We'll turn around once again and see you guys real soon. So thanks for coming out, and have a good night, man.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for me tonight. Our doubleheader team Showboat. Taking all the points for themselves, not sharing it all. That's just so rude. No, just kidding. But very impressive matches coming out from them. They're going to be somebody in B West that we definitely want to keep an eye out. Looking forward. But I want to thank all the players that came out tonight to be able to broadcast for this. It's so much fun. Of course, I've loved casting in NGS for the better part of season and a half now, give or take. So we're going to stop anytime soon. So if you guys want to check more NGS action, hit that follow button here on Twitch. You guys can check out my YouTube where I've got all of the NGS matches I've casted, all in a nice little playlist that you guys can go back and look at any time. This match will be up on YouTube very soon. As soon as I can upload it right after I finish this broadcast. And right now I don't have anything scheduled for next week, but I'm sure I will pick up some matches just as soon as I see what my practice schedule is going to be look like for Divine 9 and all that good stuff. So till then, I will see you guys next time for the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jason. I hope you guys have a good night.